On the defense, the police commissioner is pressured for answers on the investigation into corruption allegations against the former CID chief. Hear what the top cop told reporters today in defense of that ongoing investigation. An opportunity for a fresh start. These teens now get their police records wiped clean after participating in a police second chance program. Plus, take a look at this. Some wild weather this morning captured by Our News cameras. We'll tell you what happened there. And then in Our News at 7:30, the men accused of the murder of former Deputy House Speaker Don Saunders back in court today. We'll also tell you what happened. Our News live at 7 starts now. And welcome to Our News live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer, sitting in for Candino Knowles tonight. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernanda on the defense again today over that probe into former Criminal Investigations Department Chief Michael Johnson, now on paid leave following some damning voice notes. Now, Fernanda insists police are transparent, vowing nothing will be swept under the rug. His comments on the sidelines of a police program graduation today. And coming more than a week after the top cop announced he's no longer making public comments on the probe. A police investigation was launched after voice notes of conversations allegedly between a now dead gang member and two other men were circulated on social media last month. A three-man team was set to arrive on August 14th to start that investigation, but that date has come and gone and no word on whether they have arrived. When pressed by reporters today, Fernanda defended the investigation.
We are transparent with this investigation, and the chips will fall where they may. As we indicated, our U.S. partners and the U.K. partners are on board with this investigation, and the Bahamian people will get a full report at the end of the day.
Moving forward now, a trial date is set for a woman accused of trying to kill her boyfriend after a heated row. Anthony Clark will stand trial for the April 16th attempted murder of Matthew Sweeting on the 5th of April in 2027. Prosecutors say Clark deliberately ran over Sweeting with an SUV after he left the vehicle following their argument. Sweeting lost his leg as a result of that incident. Now, Clark was arrested the same day after she turned herself in at the Carmichael Road Police Station. Clark, who's still in custody, received the trial date when she appeared before Justice Gregory Hilton for that fixture hearing. Nearly a dozen teenagers once again have clean police records. Their criminal records expunged as part of a graduation ceremony this morning where 30 graduates completed the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Second Chance program. Our Delvado Emmanuel was there.
The Second Chance program was launched in 2022 as a part of the police force push to make a difference in the country. The two-week program provides troubled kids with mentorship, education, and vocational training, steering them away from a life of crime and towards becoming productive members of society. But just how impactful is this program? Jessie McPhee is a mom whose son has completed the program. She says she saw her son's life change for the better.
After being in the program, he was more manly. His anger, it decreased, and he is more into his lesson and what he wants to do now in life. He has found a purpose.
Today's ceremony was attended by high-ranking officials, including Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg, Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin, and Prime Minister Philip Davis. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda also attended and making a very special announcement that 10 of the teens who graduated from the program would walk away with clean records.
And after viewing all of the files and communication with you, I have made a decision, the powers invested in me, to pardon all of you.
The graduates left the ceremony filled with pride, hope, and a sense of accomplishment, ready to embark on a new chapter in their lives, with the support of their families, communities, and the nation. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Let's show them how we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
Well, great story there tonight. Well, 5 years ago today, the nation watched with nervous anticipation as Hurricane Dorian set a course for the Bahamas. This monster storm would unleash unprecedented damage and hardship for Abaco and Grand Bahama this Sunday, September 1st, as a service of remembrance and Thanksgiving at the Friendship Tabernacle in Abaco. There's also a wreath laying planned as well. In Grand Bahama, no official word on any observances on that island, although we understand there may be a wreath laying there as well. Be sure and join our Megan Shepherd on Sunday at 8 here on RTV for Our Voices, Echoes of Dorian, a look at those islands 5 years later. Well, rainy weather had many of us packing umbrellas today as the day got off to a grim start with some very grey skies and lots of rain. It came as much of the country was under a severe weather warning for much of the day. Starting at 6 a.m., Met Department said the system would create strong thunderstorms and gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possibly water spouts or tornadoes. Well, that system did not disappoint. The wild weather impacting business at back-to-school stalls on the R. Bailey Park. Vendors claimed they saw a tornado touchdown, sending their merchandise flying.
It seems as if a little tornado, because how the wind was spinning, all the tents were shaking, and two to three of the tents just pick up off the ground out of the steel pegs and just flew. They just flew. Everything was scattered all over the place. Some of the vendors were here, and who were here, we got together and just, in the rain, had to just pick up everything and put them in cars or in the vans.
Well, Patricia Thompson is a long-time vendor at R. Bailey Park and says everything she has was destroyed, but thank God no one was injured.
All my things were destroyed though. Wind come like a storm and just pick up the tents and just blew it away on the top of one of the tents. And she said, all our when we came together as a family. We are actually a family on our Bailey Park, and we came together as a family, pick up everything and just pick it up. We thank God we're safe.
Well, all's well that ends well. Glad everybody is safe and they were able to restart. Of course, this coming weekend is going to be the wrap-up of the back-to-school shopping. So, of course, we'll be talking about that tomorrow. And that gloomy weather continued for much of the day. And what can we expect tonight as we head into the weekend? Well, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Centre with our first look at weather tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and a happy Friday evening, everybody. Of course, we are ending the month of August with a lot of rainfall, a lot of unsettled weather across the islands. Show that in our satellite picture. The tropics also getting a little active. There are three systems out there, or three areas that we're going to be watching for the next couple of days. One is in the Gulf, the other two in the Atlantic. But those clouds kept temperatures rather comfortable and cool today. We didn't get into the mid to upper 80s. 82 is our current temperature right now, mostly cloudy skies. We do have a bit of a breeze. Southeast winds at 15 miles per hour. Your feels like temperature is a very, very comfortable 84 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 84 in Freeport, Marsh Harbour, Abaco 83, also in Great Harbour Key and in Alistown, Bimini. Nichols, San Andros 83 there also, and you guys have some showers and thunderstorms nearby. Here in the capital 82 and in Governor's Harbour. Central Bahamas 82 in Kemps Bay, 81 Arthurstown, Cat Island. Georgetown, Deadman's Key 84 is there. Deadman's Key got some showers and thunderstorms nearby. 85 in Coburn Townsend, Salvador and into the southeast Bahamas. 85s in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Abrahams Bay, Delectable Bay, 84. Matthewtown, Inagua, 86. And our neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you round out our temperature profile at 87. Satellite radar composite, what a day it is, or has been. A lot of clouds. There is a surface trough, a surface disturbance, as well as that upper level disturbance that's generating some widespread showers and thunderstorms. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings for most of the island chain, most of the area under severe thunderstorm warning. We will continue to see this trend as this upper level low and this system remains in place. So we're looking for another day, and it looks as though we're going to end August with some more showers in the forecast. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast and the tropics still to come.
And every Bahamian needs a pair. New York Liberty Center WNBA star Jonquel Jones drops her first signature Nike tennis shoes in retail stores in the U.S. She's speaking exclusively with Our News about her new kicks. But in our news, first look at sports. Carlos Brown Jr., the standout for Team Bahamas at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships, highlights of his performance in the 200 meters. And later in world news, U.S. VP and presidential hopeful Kamala Harris gives her first sit-down interview on CNN last night, hoping to show she's in command of the issues. That's coming up when our news returns.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
The journey to recovery is often a long one, laced with trials and triumphs, setbacks and successes. Tune into Our Voices, Echoes of Dorian, 5 years of resilience, as we continue the ongoing journey of recovery for Abaco and Grand Bahama. Tune in September 1st at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision is actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th, only on RTV.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from Alive Business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a live fiber customer.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show.
Team Bahamas prepares to close out competition at the World Athletic Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru.
Carlos Brown continues to be the stand-up performer for Team Bahamas at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships. He stormed into tonight's 200-meter final with some impressive showings in the qualifying rounds. In the opening round, Brown finished second in Heat 6 in 21.31 seconds to become an automatic qualifier to the semis. Brown finished third in 21.19 seconds to qualify for tonight's finals. Also competing in the men's 200-meter field, Andrew Stiles finished fourth in Heat 2 21.72 seconds.
Entering his sophomore season, wide receiver Prince Strawn looks to take on an even bigger role in the Boise State offensive attack.
Boise State opens the 2024 season tomorrow on the road against Georgia Southern at 4 p.m. Strawn, the 6'5", 215-pound receiver, made an impression last season in limited opportunities, particularly in the downfield passing attack. He averaged 22.8 yards per reception, second most in the Mountain West Conference, and fifth most in the FBS for anyone with at least 10 catches in the 2023 season.
Earlier this week, we brought you the story of Olympic sailing hopeful Joshua Higgins. For him to reach that goal, it'll take more than success on the seas, it'll take funding. Higgins continues to solicit funding for his historic venture on all fronts, including private donors and corporate Bahamas. Despite being one of the most accomplished sailors in Bahamian sports history, he has yet to be added to the elite athlete subvention list.
And any Olympic sport in general is the support, especially financially, that us athletes need. Even especially like myself, the younger ones and the upcoming athletes, we really need support, which is something that I'm looking for at the moment.
That'll do it for Our Sports at 7. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world, making a case to the American public. U.S. VP and presidential hopeful Kamala Harris gives her first sit-down interview on CNN last night, hoping to show Americans that she's in command of the issues. Plus, millions run for cover as officials in Japan order evacuations as a powerful typhoon makes landfall. And investigators in Italy launch a probe into a tragic yacht sinking last week. Stay tuned, we'll have the details when our news returns.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
This is our news at 7. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to those stories making headlines across the world. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris vows a tougher approach to migration along the U.S. border and said she would not withhold weapons to Israel. Here's some of the highlights from her first interview with a major news organization since becoming the Democratic nominee for president. In an interview with CNN anchor Dana Bash, Harris sought to show she's in command of the issues and give Americans a sense of her policy positions with little more than 2 months until Election Day on November 5th. Harris said she would renew a push for comprehensive border legislation that would tighten migration into the United States and vowed to, as she put it, enforce our laws against border crossings. Bash also pushed Harris on how voters should view some key shifts on important policy positions over the years. Harris responded saying her values have not changed, but explained that some experiences have provided some new insights. Typhoon Shanshan made landfall in Japan and has so far left 4 dead and more than 90 injured and 2 people missing. It's prompted authorities to ask millions of residents to evacuate. The storm ripped through the southern Japanese island of Kyushu. After making landfall on Thursday morning, Shanshan, the 10th typhoon of the year, has brought strong winds and torrential rain across large swathes of the country, disrupting businesses and transportation services. Local businesses also took a hit as nearly all major supermarkets and shops closed, including 2,400 outlets of Japan's top 3 convenience store chains. Italian prosecutors have launched an investigation into the sinking of a super yacht off the coast of Sicily during a storm last week in which 7 people died. Alice Rizzo has the story.
Italian prosecutors have placed under investigation the captain of the super yacht that sank off Sicily last week in a storm, killing British tech magnate Mike Lynch and 6 other people. On Monday, a judicial source confirmed Italian media reports that 51-year-old New Zealand national James Cutfield is being investigated for manslaughter and shipwreck. Being placed under investigation in Italy does not imply guilt and does not mean formal charges will necessarily follow. The decision was made after Cutfield was interrogated for a second time. Reuters has been unable to contact him. The British flag Bayesian super yacht was carrying 22 people when it capsized and sank within minutes of being hit by a fierce storm. It killed Lynch, his 18-year-old daughter, and 5 other people. 15 people survived, including Lynch's wife. Cutfield and his 8 surviving crew members have made no public comment yet on the disaster.
St. Vincent and the Grenadine students are being allowed to wear light-coloured long pants and long-sleeve tops when classes resume early next month. It's one of the moves to try and stop the spread of dengue fever. The Aedes aegypti mosquito, which carries the dengue fever virus, typically bites during the daytime hours when people are active. The move comes as the country grapples with a dengue outbreak. There are 542 laboratory-confirmed cases of dengue fever as of August 22nd, with some patients as young as infants. And still to come on Our News Today in History, find out those interesting facts about the day that was August 30th. And then in Our News at 7:30, in court to answer charges. The men charged with the murder of former Deputy House Speaker Don Saunders back in court today. We'll have the very latest on that. Plus, all things Grand Bahama. An expansion of the shipyard brings new hope as Carnival opens its office in preparation for another mega project for that island. That's coming up when Our News returns.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
As we mark this landmark achievement, I am reminded of the journey that brought us here, a journey characterized by vision, collaboration, perseverance, and not to be forgotten, some sleepless nights. We saw the potential for a sustainable future that could empower our local communities and set a benchmark in the global shift towards renewable energy. The Fairfield site stands as a beacon of potential that highlights what is achievable when we come together for a common cause. The energy produced here will not only power homes and businesses, but it will also power economic growth and provide a cleaner, more sustainable environment.
On this day in Bahamian history in 2012, then Customs Controller Charles Turner revealed the department was losing some $100 million annually due to fraud.
We have the belief that we are losing some $20 million with regard to the tobacco products. There is a high smuggling of bears, and we believe that with respect to the bears, there could be as much as $5 to $10 million being lost in revenue.
Then in 2019, as Hurricane Dorian continued to strengthen, then Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis issued an evacuation order for 3,000 residents in the Abacos and parts of Grand Bahama. At the time, Dorian was a Category 3 hurricane and was forecast to strengthen to Category 4 by the time it reached those islands.
Do not put your life and those of your loved ones at unnecessary risk. I urge you, do not be foolish and try to brave out this hurricane. The price you may pay for not evacuating is your life or serious physical harm.
Dorian would later bring unprecedented destruction to those islands, claiming dozens of lives and hundreds still missing. A year later, in 2020, Dr. Minnis, who was still leading at the height of the global COVID-19 pandemic, cautioned residents to remain vigilant as the country prepared for a phased reopening the next day. In a 15-minute-long national address, he asked Bahamians to follow the health measures, especially in New Providence and Grand Bahama, where cases remained high.
Do not let your guard down. We are still in a marathon fight against COVID-19.
There were 2,135 cases at the time.
And finally, they are sure to be on everyone's wish list over the next few months. New York Liberty Center WNBA star and Grand Bahama native Jonquel Jones released her first signature Nike shoes for retail sale yesterday, speaking exclusively with Our News just hours after the KD17P's drop. JJ says she's excited about having her first shoe released for retail. And the Bahamas has a special place of honor on the new kicks on the back of the tennis. The pro basketballer says she wanted to pay homage to the Bahamas in a non-traditional way.
Just really excited about it. Really excited that everybody in the Bahamas gets the opportunity to be able to buy a pair. But in the past, I've done PEs. None of them have come out for retail. But in the past, I've done PEs, and I've always kind of pulled from the traditional colors of the Bahamian flag and, just made it really intentional in terms of, wanted to pull on those Bahamian colors. But this time I wanted it to be I wanted to show reverence to the Bahamas, but do it in a more subtle way.
Well, the shoes can be found on Nike's website or in Nike signature flagship stores and at retail, and they retail for about $150, just $150. Jones sharing why she chose the specific colors for these tennis.
Some of the colors that I chose, like the turquoise for the waters, and you see the coral lacings, kind of representing the coral in the ocean. You got a little bit of that sea foam color as well down at the bottom. So just the different colors of the oceans of the Bahamas. And then just, really kind of honing in on home and putting all of the islands on the Bahamas so that no matter where you are from the Bahamas, you have a representation of your island, where you're from, and you get to see it on a big scale on a Nike shoe. So, as even though I didn't want to, go directly into the flag and pull from those colors, I did want to have, that Bahamian heritage, that Bahamian history, and that Bahamian pride when people look at the shoe.
All right, excited to get a pair or get a colleague a pair, of course, to watch that story again. And for all of today's top stories, be sure and visit ournews.bs. That does it for Our News at 7. Joining me now is our Talia Hall, who's gearing up for back-to-school shopping, as well as getting her pair of KD17Ps.
I think you're going to get me a pair, Jerome. You said getting
your... you ready to get yours?
I need me a pair. They're beautiful.
And I'm going to make sure you wear them on the set.
On the set,
all
for
right,
sure.
Gotcha.
All right. Thanks so much, Jerome. Well, coming up, the pair accused of killing former Deputy House Speaker Don Saunders back in court, and social services officials explain why they'll be helping some shantytown residents. Here are your latest headlines. Wild weather first tonight on Our News Live at 7:30. Were you impacted by the severe weather conditions we saw in the capital today? Well, those weather conditions destroying school stalls at the R. Bailey Park. We have the details straight ahead. But first, the Department of Social Services providing assistance to some shantytown residents. We'll tell you who qualifies coming up. And the president of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union says changes are on the way for the Bahamas Power and Lights Board. And later, echoes of Dorian, 5 years of resilience. Our Megan Shepherd explores how far those islands impacted by the monster storm have come 5 years later when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
As we mark this landmark achievement, I am reminded of the journey that brought us here, a journey characterized by vision, collaboration, perseverance, and not to be forgotten, some sleepless nights. We saw the potential for a sustainable future that could empower our local communities and set a benchmark in the global shift towards renewable energy. The Fairfield site stands as a beacon of potential that highlights what is achievable when we come together for a common cause. The energy produced here will not only power homes and businesses, but it will also power economic growth and provide a cleaner, more sustainable environment for future generations. Here's to a brighter, cleaner, and more sustainable future for all. Thank you.
Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task. Turning off lights when you leave a room. Unplugging appliances not in use. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E.
I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
Welcome to our news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Well, 3 men charged in connection to the murder of former Deputy House Speaker Donald Saunders pleaded not guilty in court this morning. Saunders, who's the former Free National Movement representative for Tall Pines, was at Rags Bar in Gambier Village on March 27th when 2 gunmen robbed the business of $650. Saunders was fatally shot when the gunmen tried to rob him. Prosecutors say Jaiko Shute and Carson Nixon are responsible for the crimes. The men appeared via video link from the prison for their arraignment before Justice Gregory Hilton, where they denied charges of murder, armed robbery, and attempted armed robbery. Their trial has been assigned to Justice Guillermina Archer Minnis. She'll set a trial date for the accused on September 11th. Well, Shantytown residents who qualify for help from social services will not be left to fend for themselves after their illegal homes are torn down, and that's according to officials from the department. Our Joshua Williams sat down with them for an exclusive interview.
Demolition Day is fast approaching for residents in the Tiwa Shantytown, and the question is, where will all those people go? With other demolitions, social services has stepped in to assist some in the unregulated communities who met certain criteria. Assistant Director at the department responsible for temporary shelters at unregulated communities, Shirley Kelly, says it's those persons that are in correct standing that receive assistance.
The Department of Social Services is prepared to assist anybody who is living in the shantytowns, who would be a holder of a permit resident or who might be a citizen of the Bahamas, not a work permit holder. Like was mentioned, a number of the persons in the shantytowns do have work permits. Actually, the majority of the persons in the shantytowns are holders of work permits.
It's been the same cry when I visited these unregulated communities, from Cool Acres to Bacardi Road and even Opulent Drive. Some residents are left with nowhere to go come demolition day because they struggle finding apartments. Kelly says social services will ensure those who qualify get the help they need. Now, many believe social services serves as a free-for-all. Officials say that's simply not true.
As long as I've been in social work, the talk was we assist the expatriates, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, and we do not assist the Bahamians. No, we do assist Bahamians as priority and those persons who may have a permanent residence in our country.
In fact, according to the department's acting director, Charlemagne Fernander, it's mainly Bahamians and local shelters.
The general public may be of the opinion that, for instance, temporary shelters that we provide are populated by persons who are not Bahamians. We find the opposite to be true. Those persons who are not Bahamians, they either rarely come to us, or even if they are in a crisis situation of some fire, some disaster, they may stay a night or two and then they go and do make their own arrangements. So we rarely have persons who are not Bahamians in temporary shelters.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much, Joshua. Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson confirming reports that changes could be coming to Bahamas Power and Light soon. A local daily reporting this week that there's a shakeup coming with BPL's board of directors. This comes as government seeks to reform BPL following years of issues that have plagued taxpayers. One of the changes is the rumored exit of board chairman Pedro Rule. Wilson says while he can't confirm a chairman change, he is aware of a shakeup.
I've heard nothing official about his removal. I have met, and she did the walkabout, persons who are believed to be a part of the new makeup of the board. Boards change all the time. These people, they're not substantive employees, they're government appointees. And so often boards do change. Generally, it doesn't affect the day-to-day operations. But the two persons I did met with her, I actually met the union with hugs and handshakes. That's a difference.
Well, tensions between the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union and the Energy Minister Jobette Colby Davis seem to be simmering down, according to Wilson, who says they recently had a successful meeting together. The union president says it's important for the company to have stable leadership from the board level down.
When you're talking about energy, it tells you if your country is growing. When you talk about megawatts, that tells you when your country is growing. And so there's nothing more important than energy, nothing. And so everyone looks at it. Everyone is concerned what's happening with BPL. It's a national concern. And so you must put the right people in place, not just for the union, but for the Bahamian public to be assured that their energy future is secured.
Well, rainy weather had many of us packing an umbrella today as the day got off to a grim start with gray skies and rain. It came as much of the country was under a severe weather warning for much of the day starting at 6 a.m. The Met Department said the system would create strong thunderstorms and gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possibly water spouts or tornadoes. The wild weather impacting businesses at back-to-school stalls on the R.M. Bailey Park. Vendors claim they saw a tornado touchdown, sending their merchandise flying.
It seems as if a little tornado, because how the wind was spinning, all the tents were shaking, and two to three of the tents just pick up off the ground out of the steel pegs and just flew. They just flew. Everything was scattered all over the place. Some of the vendors were here, and who were here, we got together and just in the rain had to just pick up everything and put them in cars or in the vans.
Wow, some serious weather. Well, Patricia Thompson is a longtime vendor at R.M. Bailey Park and says everything she had was destroyed, but thank God that no one was injured.
All my things were destroyed though. Wind come like a storm and just pick up the tents and just blew it away on the top of one of the tents. And like she said, all our when we came together as a family. We are actually a family on our Bailey Park, and we came together as a family, pick up everything and just pick it up. We thank God we're safe.
In just a matter of days, the country will mark the 5th anniversary of the most powerful storm to hit our shores. In a 1-hour special airing 8 p.m. this Sunday, Our News producer and anchor Megan Shepard explores the rebuild of the islands hardest hit by the monster storm, Abaco and Grand Bahama. Well, our Megan Shepard is live in studio tonight. Megan, what can we expect this program to focus on?
Thanks so much, Italia. While the special Echoes of Dorian, 5 Years of Resilience, looks to explore how far those islands have come 5 years later. We know that for some, just hearing the name Dorian continues to evoke painful memories. But in this program, we want to focus on where we are now and what will the future of these communities look like. Over in Grand Bahama, the Chamber of Commerce President James Carey shares with me his views on the economic state of the island post-Dorian.
there's still a lot of dilapidation in town, and in some instances, I think persons have just taken their money and run out of here. The rebuilding process is slowed, although there's a lot of new building, and particularly the small contractors seem to be all very engaged. So there are things happening. Some of the dilapidation that we see in some of the areas is because people have decided to relocate on the island to higher ground in some instances.
Well, as we just heard, the economy leaves much to be desired, but not by the lack of effort on the behalf of residents. In the 1 hour special, we hear from a number of residents who share their major concerns surrounding the island's economy.
All right, thanks so much, Megan. Well, to watch a full 1 hour program, be sure to stay tuned into Our TV this Sunday at 8 p.m. Well, all eyes are on the tropics. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and a good Friday evening, everybody. Lot of clouds, a lot of showers, unsettled weather pattern across the area. And the clouds actually kept temperatures rather comfortable. We did not get into the 90s today in most of the island chain. 82 is our current temperature under mostly cloudy skies. It is a bit breezy, southeast winds at 15 miles per hour. And look at that feels like temperature. Very comfortable, 84 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composite. There is a surface trough, a low-level feature across the central Bahamas. We also have that upper level low that's still spinning across the northwest and portions of the central Bahamas, all helping to destabilize our atmosphere. Lots of clouds, lots of showers. We had some severe thunderstorm warnings for a lot of the island chain. Most of the activity staying in the central Bahamas, but we'll continue to see this trend throughout the night and into tomorrow with mostly cloudy conditions across most of the island chain. So look for some showers and some thunderstorms through tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast, and the tropics still to come.
Still to come on our news, a heads of agreement signed for a $600 million expansion of the Grand Bahama Shipyard, plus Carnival Corporation promising Grand Bahamians they are committed to the island. This as they open a new office. And later, an RF Bank and Trust executive says Celebration Key will push Grand Bahama in a positive direction when our news continues. Stay with us.
Hey, stop whatever you're doing and head to your favorite KFC.
Gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
The journey to recovery is often a long one, laced with trials and triumphs, setbacks and successes. Tune into Our Voices, Echoes of Dorian, 5 years of resilience, as we continue the ongoing journey of recovery for Abaco and Grand Bahama. Tune in September 1st at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision is actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th, only on RTV.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from Alive Business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
A $600 million heads-of agreement signed for the redevelopment and expansion of the Grand Bahamas shipyard on Grand Bahama Thursday afternoon at the Grand Lucine Resort. The mega expansion will include expanded dry docking facilities. The 2 new docks set to be constructed will be capable of servicing large cruise ships. CEO of the Grand Bahama Shipyard, Dave Scantleberry, says the move marks another step forward in the Grand Bahama Shipyard transformation project, while GBPA shareholder Rupert Hayward says it's a key milestone for the re-establishment of Freeport's maritime sector.
Our focus in the yard now is very much on ramping up for the increased business levels. This must be conducted in a manner that is safe, cost-effective, and provides availability of a high number of extremely skilled tradesmen and, of course, the necessary management and supervision.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority and Port Group Limited have worked tirelessly with our partners Carnival Corporation and Royal Caribbean International, as well, and I note with the government of the Bahamas particularly, to realise this incredible plan. Not just to build back, but to build back bigger and better than ever before.
The Prime Minister, Philip Davis, shares the expansion of the shipyard is a part of a surge of investment for the island.
In 5 years, we anticipate some 1,200 employees will benefit from gainful employment at the shipyard, the majority of whom will be full-time Bahamian workers. I say full-time Bahamian workers, Linda, because my government remains attentive to the issues surrounding seasonal and casual labor. And so we are working carefully to ensure working conditions are just and fair.
Good news for the island of Grand Bahama. Well, Carnival Corporation officially opening its office in Grand Bahama Thursday evening as well in the newly renovated Millennium Building. This as the corporation is preparing to open its multi-million-dollar Celebration Key project next summer on the eastern end of the island. Vice President of Global Ports and Caribbean Government Relations, Maria McKenzie, reflecting on the devastation on the island incurred during Hurricane Dorian. She says despite the devastation, the company was not deterred from investing.
This office is just one more milestone that solidifies the fact that we are staying here. We are here to stay. So to bring this back to the question, the original question, yes, everyone, it's most definitely happening.
Well, the VP of Group Head Investment of RF Bank and Trust, David Slatter, also weighing in on the development of Celebration Key by Carnival Corporation. Slatter says he believes Celebration Key will cause the island to move in a positive direction.
I see there's a job fair they're going to hold in early September, so that's a positive sign. This is kind of the new model for the cruise ships, right? So instead of, buying a key that's isolated, where you have to ship everything to, and you have to house your employees in a situation that's not actually the most enjoyable for the employee, right? Isolated on a key for months at a time away from your family. So if you can find a part of an island like Grand Bahama that's kind of out of the way, and you create an experience that's kind of like being on an island, but yet everybody who's working there actually drives there from their home on the island, and if you need good, supplies and all that to run the facility, you've got the city of Freeport and the port from which to draw your supplies. So I think that's a new model. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Royal Caribbean trying to do the same thing, because I think it's just a sensible economic model.
Coming up in sports, Prince John looks to take on a new rule for Boise State football, and we get an update from Peru at the World Athletics Championships.
And heavy showers in the capital on this Friday. Greg is back with more weather details when our news returns.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
The journey to recovery is often a long one, laced with trials and triumphs, setbacks and successes. Tune into Our Voices, Echoes of Dorian, 5 years of resilience, as we continue the ongoing journey of recovery for Abaco and Grand Bahama. Tune in September 1st at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision's actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th, only on RTV.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from Alive Business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show.
Team Bahamas prepares to close out competition at the World Athletic Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru.
He stormed into tonight's 200-meter final with some impressive showings in the qualifying rounds. In the opening round, Brown finished second in Heat 6 in 21.31 seconds to become an automatic qualifier to the semis. Brown finished third in 21.19 seconds to qualify for tonight's finals. Also competing in the men's 200-meter field, Andrew Stiles finished fourth in Heat 2, 21.72 seconds.
Entering his sophomore season, wide receiver Prince Strawn looks to take on an even bigger role in the Boise State offensive attack.
Boise State opens the 2024 season tomorrow on the road against Georgia Southern at 4 p.m. Strawn, the 6'5", 215-pound receiver, made an impression last season in limited opportunities, particularly in the downfield passing attack. He averaged 22.8 yards per reception, second most in the Mountain West Conference, and 585 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Broncos' win over New Mexico. In the preseason, Strawn caught 2 passes for 48 yards, including a 32-yard touchdown reception.
Earlier this week, we brought you the story of Olympic sailing hopeful Joshua Higgins. For him to reach that goal, it'll take more than success on the seas, it'll take funding. Higgins continues to solicit funding for his historic venture on all fronts, including private donors and corporate Bahamas. Despite being one of the most accomplished sailors in Bahamian sports history, he has yet to be added to the elite athlete subvention list.
And any Olympic sport in general is the support, especially financially, that us athletes need. Even especially like myself, the younger ones and the upcoming athletes, we really need support, which is something that I'm looking for at the moment.
It's Friday, it's the last one in August. Summer may be done, but not top plays. This goes on forever. Let's get started at number 5. For every report of Jazz not being a natural third baseman, he'll give you a play like this.
At number 4, dominating performance from the BFA's Under-13 girls at the Naples Elite Cup. Paris Saunders in the open field with the goal. She did that all weekend.
At number 3, JJ ties her Liberty single game high with 3 threes made. That last one in the 3-point contest, that still hurts though.
At number 2, Chavez Young fires an absolute rocket from center field. Feels like he's had one of these highlights on every team he plays for.
And coming in at number 1, age is just a number, but winning gold medals and getting to prove to everyone else you're the best at something, that's timeless. Tim Munnings wins gold in the 400 meters at the World Athletics Masters Champs.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. You know, while we're talking about funding, I know another small business that needs a lot of it.
Yeah, it begins with a 10, ends with a YS.
Y'all know the drill. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, wild weather impacting most of the islands across the Bahamas. Greg is back with more weather details when our news continues. Stay with us.
As we mark this landmark achievement, I am reminded of the journey that brought us here. A journey characterized by vision, collaboration, perseverance, and not to be forgotten, some sleepless nights. We saw the potential for a sustainable future that could empower our local communities and set a benchmark in the global shift towards renewable energy. The Fairfield site stands as a beacon of potential that highlights what is achievable when we come together for a common cause. The energy produced here will not only power homes and businesses, but it will also power economic growth and provide a cleaner, more sustainable environment for future generations. Here's to a brighter, cleaner, and more sustainable future for all. Thank you.
Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task. Turning off lights when you leave a room. Unplugging appliances not in use. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E.
I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
This is our news. Welcome back. We got off to a very wet start across the island chain. Surface trough and an upper level feature that's helping to destabilize our atmosphere with a lot of showers and thunderstorms across the area. It looks as though we may have to watch this area. There seems to be a little bit of a spin at the surface, but we're not getting anything from the National Hurricane Center right now. But in the tropics, we are watching 3 areas, one in the Gulf of Mexico, the other 2 in the open Atlantic. The first one will be moving towards the Leeward Islands over the next couple of days. By Monday, we expect that to be near the Leeward Islands and moving into the eastern Caribbean. All indications are that the high pressure system to the north will keep this rather south of us. So this one looks like it's going to track across the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico. The other system showing some bit of a spin out there just off the African coast, somewhere just to the south of the Cape Verde Islands or the Cabo Verde Islands. National Hurricane Center giving those 2 systems low to medium chance for formation over the next couple of days. We will continue to watch that over the next several days. This is a good clearer picture, a close-up of those areas that we're going to continue to monitor. And of course, we are ending August with a lot of activity out there in the open Atlantic. And of course, beginning of September signals the peak of the hurricane season. Closer to home, most of that shower and thunderstorm activity will continue to be across our area. So once again, Saturday looks to be a wet day and Sunday possibly even a wet day as well. Taking a look at where those systems are, the first one will be moving into the Caribbean, as I mentioned. The second one, around September 4th through the 6th. Both of those systems will warrant us to continue to monitor over the next several days. Very wet pattern across us in the future forecast. Showers and thunderstorms will be in the forecast throughout the night and into tomorrow. Most of the activity will be spreading into the northwest Bahamas. That will continue through Saturday and into Sunday. And then, of course, most of the activity then moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Boating forecast, northwest and central Bahamas. Small craft use caution. East to southeast winds, 15 knots, seas running 3 to 5 feet. High tide is at 6:23 tonight. The low tide takes place at 53 minutes past midnight. For the southeast Bahamas, a slightly stronger wind speed. Small craft caution there as well. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, looks as though we will be closing out August with a lot of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast across most of the island chain. So we'll keep the showers in Saturday and Sunday, tapering off on Monday and Tuesday, much improved for the balance of the upcoming week, and temperatures will be back into the low to mid 90s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night and have a safe weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.